Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ezra, VIANTI, and I'm here with my friends. My friends are Hafizd, Muhammad Fajri, and Partogi Panjaitan. By the way, this is him. This is Hafizd. He's going to explain about relative pronoun as object, which is RPO. And this is Muhammad Fajri. He's going to explain about relative possessive pronoun. This is Partogi Panjaitan. He's going to explain about relative adverb. And the last one is me, Ezra VIANTI. I'm going to explain about relative pronoun as subject, which is RPS. We are going to explain about lesson 2, which is adjective clause. And I'm going to tell about the definition of adjective clause. So the definition of adjective clause is a dependent clause that modifies a noun or pronoun. Adjective clause is telling about what kind or which one. And adjective clause is always coming right after the noun or pronoun they modify. Here is the 4 kinds of adjective clause. So the first one is RPS, relative pronoun as subject, which can be filled by who, which, and that. And the second one is RPO, relative pronoun as object, which can be filled by whom, which, and that. And the third one is relative adverb, which can be filled by when, why, and where. And the last one is relative possessive pronoun, which can be filled by whose. Like I said before, which and that can be used either on RPS or RPO. And I'm going to explain about my part. My part is RPS, relative pronoun as subject. Before I start to give you an example for my explanation, I want to give you some reminders that we can use who as the conjunction for person or human, and we can use which for the conjunction of non-person or something, and the last one is that we can use that either on person or non-person, so we can use that as the conjunction of human or something. So the first sentence that I will give you is J.K. Rowling was an author who wrote the book of Harry Potter. If we separate the sentence, it would be like J.K. Rowling was an author and she wrote the book of Harry Potter. So the subject of the first and second sentence are talking about the same person. So if we want to consolidate the sentences, we don't need to put J.K. Rowling for twice. We just need to put J.K. Rowling for once. So we use the conjunction, which is who, for the conjunction of adjective clause. So we make this dependent clause to be consolidated with the conjunction. So if we consolidate the sentences, it would be like J.K. Rowling was an author who wrote the book of Harry Potter. For the second example, I have pempek is delicious food which comes from Palembang. So the sentence is actually coming from 2 sentences, and we can separate the sentence to be pempek is delicious food and pempek comes from Palembang. So if we want to consolidate the sentences, we just need to put pempek. We just need to mention pempek for once, not to twice. So we use which as the conjunction for non-person because pempek is a thing or non-person. So we use which as the conjunction, and If we consolidate the sentences, it would be like pempek is delicious food, which comes from Palembang. Seems like the J.K. Rowling was an author who wrote the book of Harry Potter, so the pempek is a thing. So the differences of those sentences is just for the conjunction. For the last conjunction is that. That can be used either on non-person or person. So we can use the examples before, like J.K. Rowling was an author who wrote the book of Harry Potter, can be changed into J.K. Rowling was an author that wrote the book of Harry Potter. And we can use the example for pempek is delicious food, which comes from Palembang, to be pempek is delicious food that comes from Palembang. So the conclusion is, yeah, that can be used on thing or non-thing, or person or non-person.
After we learn about relative pronoun as subject, let us move to another topic that will be explained, relative pronoun as object. That topic will be explained by me. My name is Hafizd. I'm going to explain you about relative pronoun as object. As the explanation before the conjunction of relative pronoun as object are whom, which, and that. Whom can be used for person, which can be used for non-person, and that can be used the either person or non-person. I have an example. Nina saw a girl whom Kayla bullied. This sentence is from two sentences that has relation each other. If we separate sentence, it can be Nina saw a girl, Kayla bullied her. The object of the first sentence is the same person with the object of the second sentence, so we don't need to put the object twice for consolidating this sentence. We just need to put whom as the conjunction for making the adjective clause. So the structure of the sentence will be like this. Nina saw a girl whom Kayla bullied. Nina is the subject. The verb of the sentence is saw. Object of the sentence is girl. Adjective clause of the sentence is whom Kayla bullied. After we know about whom, I will explain about which. For the information, which and that can be used either in RPS and or RPO. The difference of the using for this word is, in RPS we don't need to use the subject of the sentence twice because the sentence are talking about the same object. Meanwhile, in RPO we don't need to use the object of the sentence twice because the sentence are talking about the same object. I'm giving you an example for non-person conjunction. This sentence is, I lost the toys which my mother bought. If we separate the sentence, it will be, I lost the toys, my mother bought it. The sentences are talking about the same object, so we don't need to use the object twice for consolidating this sentence, and we use which as the conjunction because the object non-person, and that as conjunction can be used either for person or non-person. We can use the sentence before the example. Nina saw a girl that Kayla bullied. As the same structural, we can change whom to be that for the conjunction. Another example is, I lost the toys that my mother bought. Same like I said before, as the same structural, we can change which to be that for the conjunction. Thanks.
Well, after we talked about relative pronoun as subject and object, now we can move to relative possessive pronoun. We use was as the conjunction of the sentence. Relative possessive pronoun can be used to tell the possession of someone. I will give an example for this. It is, Anna is married to a man whose father is the Minister of Foreign Affairs. For the structure, we know if Anna is the subject of the text. The verb is married to a man is the object, and whose father is the Minister of Foreign is the adjective clause. This sentence is also filled by two sentences. If we separate the sentence, it will be 1. Anna is married a man. 2. His father is the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The subject of the second sentence is talking about possession of the first sentence object. So, if we want to consolidate those sentences, we shouldn't use his to the new sentence that we will make. We just put whose as the conjunction. Let us talk about another example. The sentence is, Tina, whose father will be our judge today, is not coming to the court. This sentence is also filled by two sentences. If we separate the sentence, it will be 1. Tina is not coming to the court, and 2. Her father will be our judge today. Based on this sentence, we can see if the subject on either first sentence or second sentence has relation. The subject of the second sentence explains about possession of the subject on first sentence. So, if we want to consolidate the sentence, we shouldn't use her anymore and put the whose as the conjunction for the new sentence. And we also put the second sentence after the subject because the possession is on the subject.
Okay, I am Partogi MARTUA PANJAITAN, and I am going to explain about relative adverb. The last classification of the adjective clause is relative adverb. Relative adverb is filled by where, when, and why. Where is explaining about place the happen in the sentence. When is explaining about time that happened in the sentence. The last one is why. Why is explaining about reason that happened in the sentence. For example, I will go to Indralaya where I attend my university. I will go to Indralaya where I attend my university. The conjunction of the sentence is where. The sentence is filled by two sentences. We can separate the sentence and it will be 1. I will go to Indralaya. 2. I attend my university in Indralaya. I will go to Indralaya where I attend my university. The sentence has relation because the sentence are talking about the same place. So, if we want to consolidate the sentence, we don't need to mention the place twice. We can fill it with where as the conjunction. Next, I have another example. This is, it was morning when we met. It was morning when we met. This sentence is also filled by two sentences. We can separate it to be 1. It was morning. 2. We met in the morning. 1. It was morning. 2. We met in the morning. It was morning when we met. We can look at the sentence if it's talking about the same time. So, we should fill the time twice if we want to consolidate the sentence. We just need to use when as the conjunction of new sentence. Okay, next. And the last example is I don't know why he canceled the meeting. I don't know why he canceled the meeting. This sentence also can be separated to be 1. I don't know. 1. I don't know. 2. He canceled the meeting. 2. He canceled the meeting. Okay. I don't know why he canceled the meeting. I don't know why he canceled the meeting. Based on the sentence, there's no relation on that. I mean, it's talking about neither same subject nor same object. But if we want to consolidate the sentence, we can find the relation of the sentence, which is the second sentence can be the reason of first sentence haven't. So we should use why for the conjunction. Thank you.
That's all about our presentation. We're so apologize if we got wrong on pronunciation or grammatical error. Hopefully this presentation can help somebody else to learn this lesson, which is adjective clause. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.